All right, homework. Number 1, an African elephant eats 400 pounds of vegetables each day. Write an equation to find V, the number of pounds of vegetation an African elephant eats in D days. You should have the vegetation equals 400 pounds per day. So V equals 400D. This should be the equation that you have. Make a table to show the relationship between the number of pounds V an African elephant eats in D days. So I usually start mine with 0 days is 0 pounds. The book does not. So if you started that way, that's fine. 1 day is 400 pounds. 2 days is 800. 3 days is 1200. And then you plot them. Plot your numbers. And analyze the graph. The graph is a line because each day the amount of vegetation increases by 400. So you should have something about it being linear or that it is in a line. All right, any questions about that? No? All right, problem 2 was a little bit more difficult. It says, let F represent the cost of ordering each ticket online. Write an equation that can be used to find the cost of ordering each ticket online. So there's lots of different equations you could have. The one that they used was $49.90 plus 2 times the number of fees equals $64.50. So where did this $49.90 come from? Does anybody know? Brianna, what do you think? Yes. So they took the cost of 2 tickets, which is $49.90, plus, and then they knew there were some fees right here. We can't see what the fees are. That's the missing part. So 2 tickets, they're multiplying that by the amount of the fees. And together, that equals $64.50. So if we knew how to solve a 2-step equation, then that would be a good way to do that. We have not learned 2-step equations yet. So, did anybody figure out how that the equation or how much the fees were? Did anybody find this $7.30? And can you tell me how you found it? Yes. Subtracted the $49.90. Subtract the $49.90 off, which is what we get from here, and you got $14.60. And then from $14.60, what did you do? I think you had to divide it into 2. Then you had to divide by 2. So $14.60 divided by 2 gives you $7.30 fee for each ticket. Okay, so that's exactly what you would do when you solve a 2-step equation that we're going to do next year. If I were to solve that, that's $49.90 plus 2 times the number of fees is $64.50. So we already know how to solve a 1-step equation. We have not learned these yet, but we learned the first thing you do is undo the addition or subtraction. So subtract $49.90 from both sides. That goes away. You're left with 2F equals, and see here we did that. We subtracted and we were left with $14.60. And then, do we know how to solve that 1-step equation? 2 times F equals $14.60. Don't we know how to do that? We divide by 2, and that leaves the fee for each one is $7.30. That's exactly what we did here. It just wasn't set up like this. All right. And then C, another friend wants to go to the concert. What's the total cost of ordering 3 tickets? The total cost is $96.75. What we did was we took that, we add another $24.95 to it, and you have to add another $7.30 to it. So you should get $96.75 Any questions on that one? Okay, let's look at the back. We had to do 3 and 7, is that correct? Okay. Number 3, Maurice receives $3 per week for allowance and earns an additional $1.75 for each chore he completes. Write an equation to find T, the total amount earned for C chores in 1 week. So, the total that he earns equals the $3. He earns $3 no matter what, plus $1.75 times the number of chores. This should be the equation that you have. Let me get that too. You should have the total equals $3 plus $1.75 times the number of chores that he has. So then for one, if he completes 1 chore, it's $3 plus $1.75. So 1 chore he earns $4.75. Lots of people should be filling this out. I saw lots of people didn't have this done on the back. 2 chores. 2 chores is $3. $3 plus $1.75 times 2. $3 plus $1.75 times 2, and you get $6.50. What's the equation for 3? $3 plus $1.75 times 3 chores. And you should get $8.25. Graph the ordered pairs. Your graph should look something like that. Mine would probably start with, actually, if he did no chores, he would have $3 because he earns $3 without even doing any chores. So, yes. All right. So, how much will Maurice make if he completes 5 chores? So that would be $3 plus $1.75 times what? $3 plus $1.75 times, wait a minute, how many chores is it? 5. So $1.75 times 5. And so that should be $11.75. All right. Number 7, what did we get for an answer for number 7, Talon? C, yes. Number 7 is C. A movie rental club charges a one-time fee of $25 to join and $2 for every movie rented. Which equation represents the cost of joining, $25 to join, plus $2 times every movie? The only one that does that is C. All right. Now, let's talk about after you turn in your warm-up and then you do your chapter check. You can use your notes and your book on your chapter check if you want. Let's look at that inquiry lab you're going to do with a partner if you want. Is that 531? I think it's 531. I just want to get you started. So this is going to talk about inequalities, greater than or less than. This is going to start our inequalities study on 531. So these are little bar diagrams. Label the minimum length of flounders that may be kept. So an inequality is a mathematical sentence that compares quantities. An inequality like x is less than 7. What does that mean? X is less than 7. X could be any number that's less than 7. So what could x be? X could be 4, Talon. X could be 1. X could be 2. X could be 6. It could be 0. Could it be negative 10? Yes. X is anything on the number line less than that. what if it said x is greater than 5? What could x be? Could be 11. Could be 6. Could it be 5.5? Yes, is that greater than 5? Yeah, having $5.50 is bigger than having $5. So it can be any number of things. So that's what you're thinking about in this inquiry lab. You're talking about inequalities, not directly equal to. So in saltwater fishing, any flounder that is caught may be kept if it is greater than or equal to 12 inches long. Any flounder shorter than that must be released back into the water. Pat caught a flounder that is 14 inches long. He wants to know if he can keep the fish. So we're going to label the minimum. What was the minimum? It had to be greater than or equal to 12 inches long. So the minimum length, right here, they're showing us this is the bar that they're using. Right here, the minimum length is 12. It is 12. What was the length that Pat caught up here? 14. Is that greater than 12? Yes. So can he keep it? Yes. The bar representing Pat's fish is, how much longer is it? 2. So Pat can keep the fish. Okay? So this is all you're doing, is you're just looking, and you will be creating bar diagrams that look like this. 2 bars above each one. So when you're looking back here, you're going to be reading this and you're going to be creating bar diagrams. They will be probably 2 next to each other. Do you want to do the first one together to see what it's going to look like when you do it? Or do you feel like you can do it on your own? Everybody feel like you know what you're going to be doing? Okay, so there's a couple of people going, hey, let's look at the first one. In order to win a prize, Ephraim needs to read at least 9 books. Ephraim read 8 books. Will he win a prize? Well, I mean, do we already know the answer to that? Yeah, we already know. What's the answer? No. But you need to draw a bar diagram. So he needs to read at least 9 books. So my bar needs to go up to what? 9. You need to have a bar that goes up to 9. We need to put a label in that. What words do we want to write in that? Needs to read. So that's my 1 bar. Now I need to draw another bar. What's my other bar going to represent? Ephraim read 8 books. So I need to make another bar that goes up to what? 8. So start at 0 and go up to 8. What's the label I'm going to put in there? Books he read. Books he read. So I can see if he needed to read that much, and that's how much he read, the answer is no. This is what you're doing. You're creating bar diagrams. So it should not be too difficult. So finish working on your warm-up quiz. You can use a calculator. You can use your journal. I don't care. Then complete page 530. Right here. Right here it says define sequence. That means give a definition of sequence. We looked at that already in the book. You can go back and look. Then it says give an example of an arithmetic sequence and a geometric sequence. How many answers are there going to be here in number 1? How many answers should you have? 3. Define sequence. You can look in the back of the book in the glossary, and there'll be a definition of sequence. You can look and find an example for arithmetic and geometric sequences. So 3 answers in number 1. Number 2, you're going to fill in the blank. Here, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Fill in your tables. Okay? Find the rules. Do that, and then as soon as you and your partner are done, you can work on an inquiry lab together, and that's all we're going to do today. All right, come see me if you have a question.